Creating a psytrance at level you hear at professional releases is hard. Period. There are many tutorials out there, really good ones, that teach a variety of techniques. And I really think you should try all of them and use them to build your own palette. The more tools, the more knowledge you have, the better. But even after around 17 years in this production world, I'm still searching for ways to create more powerful bass lines. And I believe every single artist is in the same path. That never stops. But recently I got some really very cool results using the Pro-MB from FabFilter, which is a very old plugin, but recently I tried in a way I hadn't tried before. So here's the kick and bass without the technique. It's just a serum preset, which is a good one. Hey, by the way, this preset is part of a massive free pack I released on my store, 150 presets plus 2 gigabytes of psytrance samples. You're gonna love it. I'll leave the link in the description. Just download, it's free. You're gonna love the black box. The first step is enhancing harmonics. And here I like to use the Rbass because it enhances the fundamental tone. I'm in D, so I'm around 70 hertz. And here you can go very high because after that we're gonna compress. See the difference? This is a very cool plugin, but every time I used this plugin, I took off after a few plays because it sounds good, but and then I think it's too boomy, too muddy. But now we can crank up the volume here. It's boomy now. And in the second stage, we're gonna increase the contrast. And here, we're gonna use the Pro-MB in the expansion mode. We're gonna use downward expansion and upward expansion, not compression. If you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, it's quite simple to understand. Upward expansion is when we use a positive range here in the expand mode. But what it does, the signal above the threshold gets higher. So the peaks or the harmonics gets higher. It's the opposite of compression. They become more aggressive, more defined, more contrast, with more contrast. In other words, it catches the peaks and make them louder. And what about the downward expansion? Here, the negative range. It's almost like a gate. The signal below the threshold gets quieter. It's almost the same thing, but in the opposite way. The upward expansion increases the peaks. The downward expansion reduces the quiet parts. Both create the same result, more contrast between the quiet and loud parts. In practice, I use both in different bands. I don't have a rule for that. It's just a matter of ear. Don't worry too much about this because it doesn't matter too much. I started with a preset EDM master, but really it doesn't matter. Just divide your bands and put all of them in expand mode. If you have CPU enough, try oversampling for X and look ahead as well. Dynamic phase is good. You can try linear phase, but I think dynamic phase is enough. So we were like this. After the R bass, fat and boomy, and then after the expansion, more contrast. Still a little boomy, and then sometimes I duplicate the same Pro-MB, and here I put everything on compress mode, every band in compress mode, right? Very good. Now more controlled, we enhanced the harmonics, the peaks, and now we control them. We rebalance all bands of frequencies. And here is just a fine tuning. You go up, you go down a little bit, increase the range. It's a matter of listening, your reference. More important than thinking about should I use the range, the negative range or the positive range, more important than that is trying to rebalance your spectrum by ear. I think it's really good. Of course, I have more things to do in this bass. I would try a Pro Q, roll off some of the low end. I would take off a little muddiness here using dynamic EQ, and maybe a Trans X, not this one, maybe a Saturn, a sidechain, and LFO2. I like using both sidechain and LFO2, but that's it. I think you should try this technique and tell me if it works for you. All the best. See you in the next video.